In the first video, we looked at our online tool that we provide to you guys for the fleet assessment, and we looked at the cost tool. And the example that we used there was the Ford F-150 pickup truck, the Lightning versus the internal combustion engine variant that we're all familiar with. In the second video, we looked at the Atlas policy light-duty zero-emission vehicle, light-duty fleet procurement tool, and we compared a Tesla Model Y to a Prius for the taxi industry. In the third video, we looked at the Excel version of our procurement tool, and we compared vans, the upcoming GM Brightdrop to the existing GMC Sierra cargo van that we're all familiar with for an urban distribution setting. Finally, we're going to get to something I referenced in the first video, which is the fleet assessment tab on our online fleet procurement tool. And let's click the fleet impact tab. Previously, I've already pre-populated this tool with the results of our three scenarios. Now, first of all, we have some factors in here that we can adjust. If we want level 1 charging stations, cost 0, that's just an outlet. They're probably already installed in your building. Cost for level 2 charging inputs, I think that figure there is a little bit generous. I am gonna do a more realistic number of $7,000 per charging station. For level 3, the figure of $100,000, probably pretty reasonable for a 50 kilowatt charger. And the number of units that are serviced by one level 2, I like to have one level 2 charger per fleet vehicle. That's typically what I recommend. In terms of level 3, I think 50 might be a little bit generous, but we could definitely probably get away with 10 vehicles being serviced by a level 3 charging station. And then we have the annual cost of capital. In the first video, we left it at 4%, so I'm just going to leave it at 4%, which is the default. So once we have entered the figures for those baseline assumptions, let's take a look at the next feature. So here I'm going to update the information for all my vehicles. So I have, again, in the first video, we looked at a pickup truck. It was a municipal application. I'm just going to put in 1 for now, but if you, let's say you have a fleet of 10, you can put in 10. But again, I said I'm just going to do 1. I'm going to use level 2 charging for that. And if you remember in the first video, I told you to remember those two figures are cost savings per unit and our greenhouse gas emission reduction figures. So I already inputted those based off our analysis on the cost impact tool. I've done the same thing for our second video where we looked at a car, a taxi. Application here is going to be other. Again, we didn't do that scenario through this tool. We used the Atlas policy light duty fleet procurement tool, which very much the same way. And I've transposed those figures, our cost savings and our emission reductions into this tool as well. And then finally, we have that van, which was in an urban distribution setting. Again, I'm just going to leave it at 1 unit using level 2 charging stations. And the cost savings, we made a lot of assumptions on that video just because we don't have all the figures out yet for the Brightdrop in Canada. And there's our emission savings. So let's hit update charts and see what happens. So if we scroll down, we're going to see a little report here on what we just inputted for our entire fleet. So the inner circle is going to be the annual cost savings for all vehicles across all applications. The middle circle in this chart is going to be the annual cost savings by vehicle class, and then the outer circle is the annual cost savings by application. Really cool feature for your reports. We're also having an annual emission savings by class that you can look at here, looking at our pickup trucks versus our cars versus our vans, and our annual cost savings by class. We're seeing that in our scenario, we really weren't saving any money with going with the Lightning or going with the Model Y, but in our hypothetical scenario, we're making significant cost savings by going with the Brightdrop versus the existing GMC cargo van. And then we also have some figures here for what we need for charging infrastructure and total savings at fleet-wide and total savings for green or for total reduction in tailpipe emissions.
If you want to see more of this conversation, get in touch with us at fleets@pluginbc.ca and we will direct you to the entire video and also be happy to answer any additional questions you may have.